On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the New England Patriots. From NRG Stadium in Houston. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific last week in a victory over Buffalo.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to have a Patriots first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now Chubb running right. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 30.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. This is Cordero Patterson. Remember, he won a ring with the Pats. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd and 9, Watson escaping the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Watson. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DJ Waddle drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. James now to return. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they'll be looking to make this a two-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 72 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. He will find the rookie from Ole Miss, Elijah Moore. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Tua. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss. McPherson's kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Throw left side is complete on the diving effort.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
3rd and 2, Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Diabador Lenore up to make the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A give. This is Chubb. And he's got room. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. 104 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They give the Chubb out of the gun. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. New England on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. Laying out is Davis, and he's got the football. A big play there for the Patriots. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
A little bit of space there for the 1st down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 41. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember,
well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Rondale Moore, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is down to 2. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. 2nd down and 8.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. The Texans here on 3rd down putting an extra defender in the secondary. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Rolling to his left. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. On 1st and 10, Watson. Dancing to his left. Looking deep for Julio. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Houston. Julio Jones. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Texans have taken the lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. Kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. Chubb will have the first down and much more. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. 135 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On second down now, it's Patterson. And some room to roam now. And he gets this all the way down to the Patriots' 29-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
Flush to his right. Man open, here is Jones. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up for the first and goal.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. Rondale Moore. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
To throw again on second down. Tua, and that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is fielded at the 7. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They run with Patterson. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Watson on 3rd down. Being chased out left. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Not much there, only a yard.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone. Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Steps away to his left. This is caught inside the 15. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Cordero Patterson. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Boswell good with the extra point. And that will make this a 19-point game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 44-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Throw over the middle, taken in. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 28. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Tua. Flushed out right. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Tua Tagovailoa, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. This time, the extra point up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after them right here. I
really
want to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football, you've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that will make this a 19-point game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A big play there for the Patriots. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. A give running right is Chubb. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Emmanuel Ogbah able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. So taking a risk here early in the new year, they're going to go for it. Tua on 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And Watson's going to throw it here. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. And the Texans are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. After the interception, here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now Watson. Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now, Watson. Forced out to his left. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big connection on that one. 32 yards. To the air yet again, Watson. Dancing to his left. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
After what they faced during this game, where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, that has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Here's Watson. Being chased out left. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to